Hola, ¿cómo están? Muy bien, qué bueno, me da gusto. Yo también me siento bien. Me siento feliz como una lombriz. I am happy as a worm. Yes. Bueno, en la clase de hoy, in today's lesson, we're going to learn about the words that are on the board. And those are aquí, allí, ahí, y allá. As if I were Argentinian, I would say allí y allá. Very sophisticated. Too bad, I'm Mexican. So, allí y allá. And yeah, you need a lesson about this, because many of my students make a mistake using these words. And so these words are their scientific name is adverbs of place. And they are adverbs of place because really these words, what they tell you is where something is. So they tell you the place, the space in which whatever you're talking about is placed. Muy bien. Having said that, the scientific nature of these words, let's learn about the practical world of these words. Muy bien. Y estas palabras son aquí, allí y ahí. Let's start with this part, the first part. Muy bien. You see, these words have to do with distance. If I'm here, Anna is here, and my friend Ger is over there, right? And this has to do with the distance that there is between us, right? For example, let's start by talking about a rabbit, un conejo. Let's talk about un conejo that is here. Conejo, conejo, conejo. Tres conejos. And this is Ana. Esta soy yo. Could be you, right? But because I'm talking, it's easy to talk to me, to whatever. This is me, and this is my friend. My friend likes Melania Trump's makeup, so that's what I put the makeup like Melania Trump because my friend likes that. So anyway, this is me. And so someone asks, where's the rabbit? Someone is looking for the rabbit, this rebellious rabbit that always hides. ¿Dónde está el conejo? ¿Dónde está el conejo? And el conejo está al lado de mí, next to me. How am I going to say? El conejo está aquí. Está aquí. Very specific place close to me, right? El conejo está aquí. But that's where the rabbit, this is Ana, and Ana is saying, el conejo está aquí because the conejo is next to Ana. But then, the person who is asking me is like, ¿dónde está el conejo? I'm going to say, si el conejo está cerca de mi amiga, yo voy a hacer, el conejo está ahí. Over there. Está ahí. Está cerca, close to the person where the rabbit is close to, right? Está aquí, está ahí. Okay? If someone asks me, and the rabbit is next to me, I'll say aquí. And if someone asks me, and the rabbit is far from me, está ahí. Now far, but not too far. The receivers, the people who are involved in the communication, they have to still see it, right? You can see it over here. I see a rabbit. Ahí está. Ahí está. Can you see it? Ahí, al lado de la mesa, ahí. Right? But imagine it's further, right? So it's aquí, allí. If it's further, allá. Far away. Further than allí. So it has to do with subjectivity, right? Because it's like far, but not too far. And allá is like far, but really far. Okay, so it's aquí, allí, y allá. Like you need like a glass to see it. Oh, allá. ¿Sí? Muy bien. Now, for example, you say, el conejo está aquí, el conejo está ahí. Now, if I'm talking to mi amiga, y le pregunto, ¿dónde está el conejo? Mi amiga va a decir, está aquí, right? Because she is the one that is answering and the rabbit is next to her. So she's going to say, aquí. I would say, ahí, if I'm talking about over there. But around my space, my zone, is aquí. And if I'm talking about something and it is close to the other person, I say ahí. But if that something is close to the person who is going to answer, is aquí. Do you understand? I made it a little bit complicated. It's not that complicated. What I want you to understand is over here, over there. Ahí o aquí. Now, basically, the difference, a lot of you, I say, what's the difference between ahí and allí? Really, there's no difference. Some people use ahí, some people use allí. Look, if I were Argentinian, because they pronounce the j, like je, and it sounds very nice. I love how it sounds. Then if I were Argentinian, I would say allí, because it sounds more better. It sounds better, I think. But because I'm Mexican, I always say ahí. I say ahí. But many of my Mexican friends say allí. Some people say, no, yeah, whatever. There is a difference. Ahí is a bit closer than allí. And so you can go on and on with native speakers of Spanish and they'll tell you, oh yeah, there's a difference, it's like 55 meters, ahí, and then after 55 meters is allí. Where do you get that information? I mean, I read a lot of grammar, Spanish grammar, and I've never read that. No, of course, it's like, it's 81 meters, and until 81 meters is ahí. And then after 81 meters to 150 meters, allí. And then after 150 meters to miles and like to the other continent, allá. Oh, I see. So I see. Oh, frick. How many meters is from here to Spain? My goodness, which one? I guess allá, right? Well, really, allí and ahí, if you hear native speakers, you'll see they use either or. So just use the one over there, allí or ahí. Use the one that fits, as I always say, your muscles, right? Sometimes that doesn't sound like, oh, allí, oh, ahí. Like you don't sound robotic. Something that comes more natural to you, right? For me, more natural is ahí. So for some other people might say allí, and that's fine. We're friends, no? We're not enemies or something. Like, I'm not trying to teach you something incorrect. I'm saying pick the one you like. All right, I'll move on because I suffer this verbiage problem, and a lot of you don't like it. So I'll let's go on. Now the other is allá. Now allá, as I said, is further. It's further than ahí. Further. So for example, let's talk about my friend Natalia, right? My friend Natalia, I said to her, yo le dije, allá en Ucrania toman mucho vodka, ¿verdad? Over there in Ukraine, they drink a lot of vodka, right? Was a question. And she said, yeah. Allá en Ucrania tomamos vodka, mucho vodka. Tomamos vodka como si fuera agua. And I said, oh, I see. Sí, I said, acá en México, no tomamos mucha vodka, tomamos más tequila, I said. So I said allá because we were in Mexico. I was having this conversation in Mexico. So I said, over there, no, I was actually having this conversation in Los Angeles, yes. And I said, en Ucrania. Allá is far, right? So I have to use allá because I cannot say, hey, aquí en Ucrania, tomamos mucho vodka. If I'm in Los Angeles, how am I going to say over here in Ukraine? Doesn't make sense. So I have to say allá because it's over there. Understand? Muy bien. Qué bueno. Now, imagine you are, whatever, you have some winner ticket, and the person in the scenario is like, okay, so the winner is 5023. 5023 do anybody who has 5023? And then it's like people start screaming, aquí, over here, right? Aquí, very specific place, right? Aquí. Now, how about if we say acá? Some people say aquí, some people say acá. What the difference is? Well, really, it's close. Aquí, it's a more specific location, whereas acá, it's around here, around this area. Now imagine like there's an assistant for this person who is giving the winner ticket, right? So the assistant is like helping the person who is saying the winner ticket, and he's like, oh, allá. If it's far, and if it's closer, it's ahí. El campeón está ahí, correcto? But maybe it's further, and they say allá. So you see, those distances really depend on where the speaker and where the receiver is, the receiver of the message, like the destinatario. So you say aquí, over here, over there, ahí, or allí, as I said. If I say around here, I say acá. And if I say over there, far, I say allá. Now, the last thing I would like to say is, sometimes imagine you have a map, right? So imagine you have a map and the president of France, François Hollande, is looking for the terrorist. So they say his assistant really doesn't know where they are. And they say, oh, aquí están, aquí no están, están aquí. Now it's something not really, like we're not talking about a specific place, but we are, because we're pointing at a specific place on the map, right? So if you're pointing at something, aquí, you're always going to use the word aquí, right? You cannot say allá, because it's really here, like close to you. You can tell the other person to look at it. And so this was the scenario, but I forgot to introduce my pretty drawing. Anyway, whatever. This was the speaker, and this was the people who were saying aquí, allá, acá. And I think I covered all. Oh, some of the most useful phrases that you would see in the Spanish world. You'll see it a lot as clic aquí, like click here. We say to make click here. As clic aquí. When they use the you formal, they say haga, horrible word, haga clic aquí. Haga clic aquí. As clic aquí. When you wanna, for example, if you have maybe some people who have children, they say ven acá, come here, right? Or they say ven aquí, hey, ven aquí. Aquí specifically, ven acá is a more general term to say. So a lot of people who have children say ven acá, or ven aquí. I think you wouldn't say that to like other people, because it's kind of it's kind of rude to say that. So that's not good. And also, well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I was just reminding that aga is not a very nice word in Hindi. But, you know, if you want to learn Hindi, go and learn Hindi and find out for yourself. But that is, I don't like that word. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And if you liked my lesson, and if you like my lessons in general, I think it would be a good idea that you go and sign up for my newsletter. And sign up for my newsletter because on my website at butterflyspanish.com. And the reason you should do it is because I will send you very useful, interesting material so you can learn more Spanish. I won't send you spam. I won't send you emails in the middle of the night and 5 times a day, not even probably once. I'm going to send you important, useful material once in a while, de vez en cuando, once in a while, so you can keep learning Spanish. And this material covers grammar, vocabulary, cultural stuff, things that are important to the Spanish world, tips for like traveling, and all sorts of topics that I'll be covering on my newsletters. Now, the other important thing is that I'm working really hard on some other Spanish programs, and I will be soon releasing them. Now, if you sign up for my newsletter, the good thing is you will be the first one to get it. And therefore, you'll be the one who is bright, the star that shines in Spanish. And you'll make all your friends jealous of your second language. And you'll communicate with native speakers in a very natural way. And they'll say, ¿pero dónde aprendió español, hombre? Que habla muy bien español. Muy bien. So that's a good thing, right? You can also go to my website and donate so I can keep creating lessons. And the reason is I love teaching Spanish and I love teaching you and what your like the needs, the things you specifically need in Spanish. I enjoy it. For me, it's like having ice cream, chocolate ice cream, not too sweet. And nothing else. Like, don't ask me if I want another flavor, just chocolate ice cream. So for me, teaching Spanish is like having chocolate ice cream. And I could talk a lot about teaching Spanish and about different topics, but I need time and money to survive. So if you donate to my channel, this will be possible. And I won't talk more and I won't talk a lot because I know I suffer this verbiage problem. But I won't talk a lot. I'll just invite you to go and sign up for my newsletter and promise you won't get a lot of useless stuff. You'll get important stuff. And muchas gracias. Nos vemos pronto. Cuídate mucho. Y bueno, ya, nada. Nos vemos pronto. Adiós.